Hi everyone. All right, so in this section, I'm going to start talking about your retirement savings. The first of which is your 401k, 403b, or even a SEP for business owners. And this is your employee-sponsored plan. Um, so some general information about this retirement savings vehicle, right? This is a way for you to start putting away money for your long-term wealth building strategy for retirement. And this money you want to put away and not touch the principal. If you've ever heard the analogy, if you have the golden goose that lays golden eggs, right? You want to keep the goose nice and chunky, keep the goose happy and fat so that it keeps producing golden eggs. Well, right now, your golden goose is a tiny baby little duckling, right? So as you contribute to your retirement, you're feeding your golden goose, right? So the advantages of starting this early at a younger age is that you have a lot more time for that money to grow. At this point in 2020, the contribution limit is $19,000, and that's not including any employer matches. Now, when you get an employer match, you really want to take advantage of that because that is already an ROI on the money that you're putting in. You're already getting a certain ROI based on what percentage match they give you. Now, some companies require that you have a certain amount of years of service in order to be vested in order for their match to count towards your retirement. So it's good for you to speak with your HR department and speak with the financial services provider and get those details up front so that you're aware at least of what the rules are. I've spoken to people who have said that they don't have very many options in their 401k. Now, because your 401k, 403b plan, or even if you're in the military, the plans that they offer for the service members, they have limited types of funds that you can choose from. So typically, it's a lot better in the sense of like you have more investment options when you have an IRA. I'm going to go into an IRA in the next video, but just so you can see there's a difference between the two. As a strategy, I talk to people about making sure you get those contributions in because even if the money doesn't grow a huge amount over time, it still stays in that tax-sheltered bubble, right? And if you leave your employer, or when you leave your employer, because in today's economy, it's very likely you have more than one employer. But this is just something to be aware of. If you don't think that you will be at this specific employer until you retire, just know that when you retire, you could do something called rolling over your 401k, and you can basically do a direct transfer where you roll the funds from your 401k or 403b plan, you roll those funds into an IRA. And then now, once you roll those funds into the IRA, you can then do whatever you want in terms of what the IRA rules allow you to do. So you can convert the funds from traditional to Roth. So if you don't know what I mean by traditional or Roth, I've already shot a video that discusses the differences between the two and goes into a little bit more detail about traditional funds, Roth funds, and why there's an advantage to each one. So I would definitely check that video out to get more information. But for the purposes of this video, when you move those funds from your 401k to your IRA, now those funds can be converted to Roth. They can be used to self-direct, which is another video in this little mini series that I'll be doing talking about self-directing. So yes, when you are younger, this is the problem. You think of retirement and you're like, man, I'm not going to be able to use this money until I'm 59 and a half. And that's kind of a hard pill to swallow because you want to be able to retire now. You want to be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. So this is the key word that I like to use. It comes down to balance, right? You have to learn to balance your long-term wealth building goals with your short-term passive income investments, right? So you can put up to $19,000 away and $6,000 in your IRA. So $19K in your 401k and so a total of $25,000. So depending on how much extra discretionary income you have to invest, that might be a small amount, $25,000, and then the rest of the money goes into your non-retirement investing. But maybe that's a large amount. So you have to determine, okay, maybe I can't do the full 25, but maybe I can do up to this amount. Now, if you follow Dave Ramsey, have heard of Dave Ramsey, he recommends 15% of your total gross income to put into retirement savings. So if that number is comfortable for your budget and then it's less than the $25,000, that's a good benchmark goal to have. And then the rest of the money used towards your non-retirement savings, such as investing in real estate or saving up to invest in real estate, or maybe any non-retirement investing that you have going on, whether a business venture or other types of passive income streams. So the 401k is foundational, though, because again, this is funds that you're not going to touch. So kind of think of it like this. Regardless of what your income stream is outside of retirement, this is your nest egg and your safety net, so that no matter what happens in the economy, if you build this up, you should be able to retire comfortably. And again, I'm going to go into ways that you can diversify your 401k in more than just what your financial advisor is telling you. There's more ways to diversify than just in the stock market. Again, that goes into your IRA, but sometimes this is the vehicle you have to use to beef up that account. If you have 10 years of savings, you can only contribute the $6,000 a year to your IRA. You can do $19,000 a year in your 401k. So 6 years, 10 years, 15 years of that, you can see there's a huge difference in how much money you'll be able to put away. So at some point in time, you're going to be able to take your 401k and roll that money into your IRA, which then opens you up to tons of investment options. So that's the power of the 401k. Even if you don't have a ton of great investment options now, you're kind of trying to balance that between long-term wealth building strategies and being able to have a huge amount of wealth within the tax-sheltered umbrella of a retirement savings account. So I'm going to give more information in the next videos, and if you haven't watched my video on the Roth versus traditional 401k versus IRA, you need to watch that so that you can better understand what I'm talking about here. All right? Awesome. See you in the next video.